Okay, today we're going to be going over the brand new Lattafa Asad Bourbon, or at least I'm going to be opening it up live on camera. We're going to check this one out together for the first time. This one just came out. You can already pick it up on FRAGRANCEBUY.CA, and I'm excited about this one. Zanzibar was kind of a little bit of a letdown. I think it's going to be more hit or miss. I still prefer the original Asad to that one, but this one I have a better feeling about. I just think, I don't know, it looks more interesting to me. Now they did send this one on, they set one aside and sent it over because they knew I was going to want to check it out. But like always, that doesn't change or affect my opinion here because it doesn't matter to them if I like it or not anyway. But I do want to let you know about a sale that they're running right now. It's the Boxing Day sale. Okay, I'm not going to go too in depth, but I'll link everything down below. They have a buy one, get one free going on select items. So that link will be down below. You can go there to that page, and everything on that page is eligible for that discount. One other thing before we get started, they do have in stock right now INVICTUS AQUA 2024. It is confirmed, okay? You know, beforehand they hadn't quite updated the picture yet is what it looked like, so I was under the assumption that it was the older 2018 version resurfacing, but they updated the picture. It is the 2024 travel exclusive INVICTUS AQUA in stock. So pick one up, 97 bucks. It's going to be hard to get. It's not going to be around forever. According to Raban's official website, it is a limited edition. All right, let's go ahead and get this one opened up. We'll check it out. We'll see if it's any good. See what it compares to, too. Here's the bottle, you know, about what you would expect from Lattafa and from Asad. Has a kind of a unique look to it. Got Asad Bourbon in the front. I do like the bottle. I like that brown color, almost like a leather brown color. Okay, looks really nice. And what looks like kind of bronze accenting here with the, you know, features. You got this little part here that goes around the bottle that on some slide off. It looks like this one got glued into place properly. So let's go ahead and get this one on. So definitely nothing like the original, which would be a comparison to Dior Sauvage Elixir. Nothing like that. Much, much sweeter, more indicative of the newer style sweetness, that toffee, tonka bean, vanilla, chestnut kind of sweet style that we're used to these days. That's kind of what it has going on. Almost a little bit of a slight gourmand, sweet, edible facet to it as well. Slight bit of a fruitiness, almost like an apple. I got the notes pulled up, but I haven't looked too hard yet. We'll dive into that in a second, but something along those lines. This is reminding me of something, and I know it's going to frustrate me if I can't put my finger on it because I'm not quite there yet. But it's like very, very close to something that a lot of us probably know. Off the top of my head, I'm not making the connection just yet. And I definitely don't expect this to be an original creation to begin with, you know, but they have been known to not necessarily do one-to-one clones, but kind of do hybrid clones. And that's kind of what Zanzibar was. You know, it had a little bit of Labo and a little bit of a different twist. And other clone brands and other fragrances from this brand have done that as well. You know, something like Rasasi House Ice, kind of a similar thing there. So kind of interesting. So let's go and take a look at the note breakdown here. Up top we have Mirabelle, pink pepper, and lavender. In the mid, we have cacao, nutmeg, and Divana. And in the base, we have bourbon, vanilla, amber, and vetiver. Definitely picking up on most of that. Okay, so it does have all of that sweetness, a little bit of a warm spice off the opening there, quite a bit of the cacao, kind of chocolatey, dusty nature, tonka bean. A lot of it as well, even though they're not listing that off. Almost like a little bit of a creamy sandalwood too. So right now, people are comparing this to the following. We have Bad Boy Le Parfum, which has a lot of cacao, a lot of patchouli, or I'm sorry, Bad Boy Extreme, which has a lot of cacao, a lot of patchouli, tonka, all of that stuff. And maybe I could see that a little bit, definitely, somewhat, okay? The new Scandal Absolute, which is really, really popular right now. Somewhat, but not enough to where I would say that this is a clone of that, okay? The other thing I want to mention too right now is currently with where it's sitting, I'm not getting a ton of a bourbon accord or like a whiskey or any sort of boozy accord yet. Maybe that'll change and start to work its way out later on, but right now, not so much. So I'm not really getting what the name implies here. Stronger with you intensely. Given the chestnut kind of sweet smell that it has, I could see making a little bit of a comparison there, but I wouldn't necessarily call this a clone of that either. Azzaro the Most Wanted, Same thing. It's got that toffee, that tonka, the vanilla, right? All of the stuff that is just very common these days. And that's kind of what I mean. It just embodies a lot of things that smell similar and a lot of things that are very popular right now, and kind of combines it into one. I'm not seeing this one to be quite as cut and dry as Lattafa Asad, where it's just hands down Dior Sauvage Elixir clone, you know, no questions asked, no way to debate that. You know what I mean? It's just very simple with how that one is. This one's a little bit more kind of taking a broader sweep at a lot of popular common things on the market right now. One thing I will say though is quality is impressive, you know, from initial spray, you're not getting alcohol blast, you're not getting something that smells cheap. I mean, it starts off with a punch, really starts off strong, you know, for what you're paying for in terms of price. It has plenty of quality. Of course, we're just starting out here, so I'm not sure what performance is gonna be like, but I just have a feeling that it's gonna be good given, I think it's an eau de parfum, okay? But when you look at this stuff, I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera very well. It's oily, okay? I did a few pretty good healthy sprays there when I was spraying it on, and like I could see and feel that oily film. It almost feels more like a parfum, but listed EDP, I would imagine it's on the upper end of the concentration scale there in terms of, you know, where it sits. I would think it's quite a bit of oil for an eau de parfum is what it seems like. So I would imagine this one to perform pretty good, but we'll have to see. Definitely just in time for the winter season right now. I think this would be the perfect time of year to wear this one, given if it does have that good longevity and projection, it'll hold up good in the cold weather. All of the sweetness that goes on with this one alludes to that as well. I do like it quite a bit. It's not something that I'm overly excited about just because it is such a similar smell, and there are so many things out there that smell like this that are in varying price points as well. So, you know, depending on what the price that this one is going for versus some of the others that maybe you can get on discounters, there's not going to be a huge delta on some of them. So, you know, whether or not this is worth rushing out and getting right now is just going to depend on what you already have in your collection. But generally, this is still going to beat out most of them in terms of price, especially as the price comes down after it's been out a bit longer, you know, but I don't know. It's something I really like the smell of, but is it something that everybody's going to want to get ASAP? You know, probably not, but I do think it's really nice. I do enjoy it. And again, it's something that pretty much anybody who's been keeping up with new releases over the past few years, you know, when you smell this, you will see an obvious comparison between a lot of newer style men's scents, just something very sweet. And so if you're not into that type of thing, this isn't going to be for you. The original Lattafa Asad will be right up your alley, just more of an old school, traditional, masculine, woody, spicy, strong scent. You know, this is the opposite. So I will link this one down below if you want to grab a bottle for yourself. Feel free to do so. Again, they've got that sale going on, buy one, get one free on select items, and a 10% off going on as well. I'll have all of the information down below. Pick up a bottle of Invictus Aqua 2024 too. It's on Raban's official website, but it's not, you can't buy it there. It says only available in airports, but they do say there on the description, you know, we heard you guys, Invictus Aqua's back, but for a limited time. So just like usual, it's not going to be around forever. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.